Hello, my name is Owen Rubel, and I'm here to demo the Akihabara framework. The Akihabara framework is a framework using the canvas tag in HTML5 to build games, 16-bit games, basically. And I have been working with it ever so recently, and working with the lead developer of the framework in order to build it out to make it more of a client-server architecture. And here is a demo of some of the stuff that I've been working on. So let's just log in here real quick. Now, as you saw on the main screen there was a login. In the Akihabara framework, it's mainly client-side. It is a client-side framework. There is no client-server architecture, and that was one of my complaints about it, is that I wanted to see more of a client-server architecture. So I have been working to build a client-server architecture into the framework. For instance, as you can see here, this is one of the basic games that he has built out. The main developer, his name is Kesiev, and it's a basic RPG, a 16-bit RPG. And in most of the games, they preload all of the resources immediately up front. Now, this is great, and the way things are supposed to be in a client-side application, because you really don't need to be loading resources from a server unless you're doing client-server architecture. However, I would like to see this expanded out, because, say for instance, I have additional players in here, or we have monsters in here, and I'm killing monsters on this screen, and another player comes on. He wants to be able to see which monsters I have killed and not see the monsters he's already preloaded, because otherwise the monsters that I've killed are going to show up on his screen as monsters that are still there. So we want to be able to load those monsters and those resources from a back-end server. So one of the first things that I did is I started setting things up to load from a back-end server, all the resources. So the map and all the resources you see here are being loaded from a back-end server for the most part. And to demonstrate that, we're going to enter this house right here and use, as you saw, we entered this house, and we'll go up to the second floor. Each time we go to another map like that, you see it saying house first floor, house second floor. We're basically entering a new map and loading new resources. And to really demonstrate that they're being loaded from a back end, I'm going to shut off the server right now. Now, because I've shut off the server, we're not going to be able to leave this map. It will not be able to load new resources. You see that little flashing up there on the 12? That's it trying to call the server. Those are AJAX calls causing it to flash there. But that's really easy to fix. All we have to do is start back up the server real quick, and hopefully here pretty soon I'll add messages to the console saying unable to reach server, unable to reach server, so that the user will have system out messages. It's very easy to do. I'll be talking about the console in a second. That's one of the other things that I've added. So let's just check to see if the server has restarted yet. I'll pace back and forth. Oh, when is that server going to restart? Oh, I'm so tired of waiting. Oh, this takes so long. Oh, I could just stab something. Oh, I could stab a Windows user. Oh, just kidding for all you Windows users out there. Ah, there we go. And to demonstrate my point now that the server is back up, ta-da! And we are back out. Thus, if the server on the back end crashes at any point during your game, restart the server, and everybody's game comes back up and going and starts going again. This demonstrates how, a canvas-based web app game can, at any point, their game can keep going, but with the resources that they have loaded, they're not going to be able to talk to the server back end. But once you get that server back up and going again, they'll be able to say, oh, this is what I did, this is what happened. One of the other things that I started doing is I'm used to having a console in most games, so I really wanted to have a console in this, which wasn't available. So I built one. As you notice, it already has a whole bunch of system messages in there. I entered a building, I came out, I entered a building, I came out, so on and so forth. You'll notice that it still saved those system messages even though the server was offline too, which is very handy. And we have a nice little widget here to close that when we don't want it, because you don't want to have to always see yourself walking behind here. That's very inconvenient. So we can say hello, or if you're used to MUDs and things like that, there are aliases. I'm used to mudding. For those who know what mudding is, it's multi-user databases, something that existed way back in the 80s, and some people still do it to this day. You can use single quote, double quote to do the exact same thing. Same thing with emotes. Emotes exist. And we have the emote alias and possessive, since I danced, my toes are happy. Ta-da! And that's about it. I have been oh, and one other thing to show you. This was something that two other things to show you. So as I was testing this out, I noticed that the window listener on this, going back and forth in the text, caused the player to move. Had to fix that to make sure that the player didn't move while I was typing. And also, this is a very long message to cause the text to wrap, because text wrapping does not exist in the canvas tag. So I had to create a way to wrap text in this console. Bam. Yes, that's right. Text wrapping does not exist. So I had to create that as well. You'll also notice that once a message spams out of the console screen, it is no longer accessible. That will have to be something that I work on in the future as well. But at least we have a console for now. So this is pretty much the demo that I have for now. I just wanted to show what I've been working on and what is available in the Akihabara framework. There is a ton more. I suggest everybody check it out. There's lots of stuff. This is just some of the stuff I've been working on to get the Akihabara framework to be more server-side friendly. I'm going to be extending this out a heck of a lot more so that I can make this more server-side, allow multiplayer in here, allow the monsters and everything to be handled by the server and sent out to the client via a daemon. But in the future, hopefully I'll have a few more of these videos to show, and stay tuned. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching. Take care.